Hello and welcome back to another episode of Senior Bitches, where we celebrate incredible women over 50, and some dudes too, we're equal opportunity here, who are rewriting the landscape around conventional aging and doing extraordinary things and kicking ass in unique and inspiring ways. I'm so glad to be back. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus. It's been about 6 or 7 months that I've been unplugged. There is so much happening in the universe. It is a shit show. We're not going to go into it today, but as an old broad, I am like, what the hell am I going to do? So we're all just trying to get our bearing in this new universe and trying to figure out how to get along with 50% of the country who doesn't think the same way that we do. But I sort of think that this is a really great time for learning and expansion or getting a severe drinking problem or leaving the country. But I choose to sit in it and learn. So I am so glad to be back with my community of senior bitches. Now, my producer can attest to this. I want to reset the podcast a little. I am thrilled, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. I'm so excited. I want to introduce you to my new producer. She's one fab, wonderful person. What is she? She's got junior, senior bitch energy, right? Is that what you have? That's what Jan and I gave you, Jan Arden. So I'm so thrilled to be working with Sarah Burke. She is the founder of Women in Media, and I want to be somewhere where there's a lot of estrogen. So I'm very excited to be part of this illustrious group. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you're part of the club. We should maybe tell people how we kind of met first, because a month ago, we had no idea who each other were.
We had no idea. Then it was Bumble. No, it wasn't Bumble. I had the privilege to do Jan Arden's podcast. I love Jan Arden. She's done Senior Bitches several times. She's one badass bitch. I adore her. Is. Super funny. Amazing. So I came on to do her podcast, the Jan Arden podcast. Go figure. And Sarah's a producer on that show and had no idea who I was. She was just like, who's this woman coming on talking nonsense? And went on the podcast, had an absolute blast with you and Jan and Caitlin, and just had a wonderful time. And that podcast actually shot my podcast, Senior Bitches, to the top of the charts because people did the cross-referencing and everything. Yeah. So I'm still top of the charts. Yeah, and I have Sarah to thank for that and Jan Arden. And then Sarah got in touch with me and said, we should work together. Yeah. And I agreed. I was ready to go to the next level. So I'm thrilled to be part of the network. Thrilled.
Well, let me just say this too. You know, there's a certain thing that I'm attracted to with what you do with your podcast and with you in general, and that is you embrace aging. You're not running away from it. You embrace the wisdom that comes with aging. I mean, yeah, you look fab too, but I like what you bring to the table. And so thank you. I love that.
Well, you're welcome. You didn't even know who I was, and you told me. I had no clue who you were, but you're super honest. Fab. I know. No, I loved it. And yeah, it's this whole aging thing. And, with Senior Bitches, like interviewing women over 50 and some men, in this trajectory and landscape of our life. It's so fascinating because you start learning things hard and furious. So I am embracing it, even though I have a hard time saying my age. Even Jan doesn't encourage it. When I said my age, she was like, yo, you're 39. So she didn't love it. Yeah. But I'm embracing it. Why not? Yeah. What's the alternative? Not a great one.
Let me ask you this. When you started your podcast, because I feel like there's always something that makes you want to start a podcast. Was there a moment in time where you were like, oh, I have a lot more to say about this?
Oh my God, that's such a good question, Sarah. I actually, when I started my podcast, it was a couple years ago, I had a big personal life implosion where everything just blew up. Like everything was kind of perfect. I was working, I had a boyfriend, everything was fine. And then it just went, but that's for a whole other podcast because there's such good tea in that. Okay. But it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm on this side of 60 and I'm going to have to sort of start again and really start examining all these things in my life that I've been avoiding. So what I did is on January 1st, I got a plane ticket to Rome. And I went to Rome for almost 3 months, didn't speak the language, didn't know anybody, and went there to really sit in all this stuff and figure out what I wanted the next phase of my life to be. And that's where Senior Bitches was born, because my friend from Paris, Anne-Marie, who I had met like 10 years previous on a yacht, a billionaire I was dating. Okay. I was on the yacht, which was kind of, hot and sexy. The billionaire left, but the friendship stayed. And she said, why are we so scared of embracing our age? And why are we so scared of embracing senior? It's actually a good thing. Doesn't that mean expertise?
Right? Yeah.
Right? Isn't that part of it? So then she gave me some kind of French softer names, and then I went senior bitches. That's what I want to do.
Did you
Senior
come out
bitches.
of Did you come out of Rome knowing how to say that in Italian?
I did not.
Femme anziani, I think.
Is
I looked
that
it
true?
up. I just
oh
looked
my
it up.
God. Senior biatches, I think is how they say it in Italy. But that's where the genesis was, like having lunch in this beautiful, palazzo and talking about life, having a glass of wine. And that's where it came from. And so that was 2 years ago. 2 years
So
ago.
because you've been on a break and now you're like into a new chapter, where do you want the podcast to go? I should know this as your new producer too.
You should have got the memo on that. I wanted to become like a global charting phenomenon. I want to travel the world in my head, talking to people about what it's like over 50 and how it can be the best part of your life. And, what does aging mean, especially for women? Because we're supposed to be invisible by now. I mean, I know you're kind of young, but you're hitting 40 soon. So normally you're not even supposed to be noticed.
I'm
right?
already being discarded. Please, I understand.
No, you're not. But like we're supposed to
general.
we're supposed to go away, right? And I just am not for that. And the more women, I've interviewed women from London, Dubai, Bali, France, California, Jan, like all these women who are doing incredible things, and some men. My friend David Furnish, who's married to Elton John. And I'm just fascinated by aging, fascinated by it.
So we're going to dig deeper. That's where
We're
you're
digging
going.
deeper. And then we want a TV show and merch, coffee cups, T-shirts, the whole thing. That's what we want.
Okay.
Right?
On
right?
board. Completely
okay,
on
good.
board.
Okay, good.
So we should also talk about what you've been up to outside of your podcast because you've been busy. You just actually left on the new season of Traitors in Canada. So talk to me about that experience, and I know we're going to play a couple clips too.
Left? Well, I got kicked off. Okay, so
Sorry, it's like getting fired.
let's not make it sound so. I know I was offered to be on Traitors, and at first I turned it down. Heather Muir, this wonderful casting director, called me and I was like, this is my worst nightmare come true, going on a reality competition show where I have no control. And I told my son about it, and it's his favorite show. And he said, Mom, if you don't do it, you're a total pussy. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it.
Noted.
So I decided, duly noted. So I decided to do it. And I packed up my suitcases and went to Quebec. And they filmed it in the wilds of Quebec in this beautiful manor. Didn't know anybody, like arrived at midnight. You're not allowed to talk to anybody. You get to the hotel, you have a chaperone, and all your devices are taken away.
Do they like duct tape the bottom of your hotel room?
Really? Do they?
Well, they did that on the grade 8 grad trips. I was just wondering how they keep you in the room all night.
Oh my God, the grade 8 graduates.
You are not allowed to leave.
No, they have security outside your door.
Okay, so
Like they don't fuck around. They have security outside your door. So I arrived at midnight, had to be up the next morning at 5 o'clock to go to the manor, saw everybody in the lobby, but nobody could look at each other. Then we get in a Sprinter van, like, the Housewives of Salt Lake City, that type of Sprinter van to go to the manor. Still, we can't have eye contact. We can't talk to anybody. And the woman beside me is reading this book called The Art of Healing. And I'm like, is she playing me right now? Or like, what's going on? Like, she's already game on. So then we go to the manor. Again, we're isolated. We're interviewed. And then we have the opening night. And, I flew in on a helicopter because we were the international stars coming into that season, which was really, really wonderful. And then, game on. And then the game begins. And basically the whole thing is to screw everybody else over and win the money at the end of the day. But I had two objectives doing Traitors. One was to get on the poster and to be in every bus shelter and billboard in Canada.
Which you are.
Which I am. Mm-hmm. And the second was to go out with a bang, which I did. Big bang.
So how do you define going out with a bang?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because here, you don't want to get... Do you know the rules of Traitors
Not
at
really.
all?
Not really.
Okay, I'll do it in a minute. So 20 people get together, live in a castle, and try and fuck each other over. And there's 3 traitors and 17 faithfuls, and you try and pick out the traitors. Mm-hmm. So every night you have a banishment where you banish somebody, and then every night somebody's murdered by the traitors. So I knew I did not want to get murdered, because if you get murdered, you can't give a farewell speech, you're invisible. So I decided I wanted to go out with a bang. And I took out the first person. I was actually quite a popular player. And then I found out that this straight man who I trusted, no kidding, threw me under the bus. So right before we went to the round table, I found out that he was going to come after me. And I had no phone, nothing. And I looked at him across the room and he wouldn't meet me in the eye. He wouldn't look at me. Then I looked at my gay and he's like, oh yeah, he's coming for you. He is so coming for you. So when I went to the round table, I had to decide, do I go big or do I go home? So I went big. I made up a big, huge theory and went after everybody at the round table. So that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. But it was great. It made me brave. It was amazing to put myself in that situation. I highly recommend it. It was good. Got me out of my comfort zone.
When you started TV, how old were you?
Oh God, 12. I don't know. Like how old?
Or how many years ago? I'll reframe it. How many years ago?
How many years ago did I start TV?
Yeah. Because you had the show What's for Dinner.
What's for Dinner? He Said, She Said. I was on Canada AM 30 years ago.
Okay. And does it feel different at 62 being on TV?
No.
No?
No.
Felt the same.
Yeah. I love how you told my age. Like, you didn't even let me tell have I already told my age here?
Am I fired?
Done. We're over. No more women in media for you. It feels no different. It feels great. Like it feels like a comfort zone being on TV or in front of the camera. Like I enjoy it. So it was fun 30 years ago and it's still fun. If if you have the right group of people, it's still great. It's still great. Yeah. So I love it. I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it.
So before we go any further, should we play a little clip from Traitors?
Yes. Can we play a little clip?
Which clip would you like to play? And
the clip that I would like to play is where I sound really smart.
Okay.
And I'm at the round table and I'm orchestrating a banishment for somebody. And so I get the floor and I think I sound like above average IQ here. Let's have a listen.
Okay. Let's have a listen.
That challenge today, those traitors were brutal. There were answers that were correct, and we all know them because we communicate, and they put the wrong answer down. And you know what they did today? They took 10 grand away from us. We gave everything today to get that, and they actually sabotaged us. So the most important quality these traitors have, they're smart. I mean, I was really nailing it there, wasn't I?
Yeah, you sound commanding. Smart as fuck.
I was smart as fuck there. Yeah. And then we're going to switch into the betrayal where I was betrayed by like a bro posse of 6 or 7 bros.
I'm rolling my eyes.
Oh, yeah. Truth hurts. I talked to Enoch, but damage is done there.
With what?
With him.
In what way?
I don't think he trusts me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you think he's pushing for you?
So has my name come up with other people?
No, that was it. Just this morning.
Okay. Here's the thing about the game. Yeah, the money's great, but you start to care about these people. Enoch seemed totally heartbroken that he thought I was a traitor, and I feel like I'm breaking up with a boyfriend, and it's so traumatic.
Dramatic outro music. I love it.
Oh my God, I almost need therapy. Isn't that intense?
I don't know how I would do on a show like that. Like you're literally being watched at all times.
At all times. And the one man who I trusted, who told me his love story, thought I was a traitor. He thought I was on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He got really confused. He actually thought I was on a TV show. And because I was from LA, like he had this whole theory. He assumed that, and then all the bros we're like, all right, we'll go. All right, we'll vote her off. So he got like, and basically said, if she's not a traitor, just vote me off. Well, of course I wasn't. But yeah, so they all came after me. So I had to stand up for myself, right? I had to do that at the round table.
And then because you did this a certain way, you did kind of get to say your goodbye.
Yes, I want it to be gracious and fun. After I decimated everybody and made everybody fight, somebody fell off their chair and they were crying. My little gay Dylan was like, this is your audition for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We love you. You're a goddess. And then they all cried and it was a total mess. That's what I wanted. And so that's what I got. I think that's what I got.
Okay, we're going to play one more clip here.
You guys are the most incredible group of people. And I've honestly fallen in love with every one of you. And you're one badass bitch. Keep being incredible. Kirkland, I have mad love for you. I came in all ablazing because I got pumped up before, so I was fighting for my life. Maybe I wasn't as articulate as I wanted to be. I'm a faithful bitches, and I always have been. I love you all. Thank you. It's been a great experience.
Wow. She was a fucking faithful.
She was. She was a fucking faithful.
You just posted this clip on your socials, I remember seeing.
I did.
I mean, I got to ask, it feels like you were emotional in that moment. Were you holding back tears?
No.
No? Well, then it's
No.
the dramatic music.
No. It's the dramatic music. No. In my head was like, I can go home now. No, I wasn't emotional at all.
Okay.
No,
and that's
no,
probably
no.
how you have to play a game like that is like take the emotion out.
Yeah, I just knew, listen, I wanted to, they have a psychologist on set, and the psychologist came to me after and said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, "Was it good TV?" He said, "Great." I said, "Then I'm good." Like, I did not want to hang around and be murdered. Because if you're murdered, like you don't go to breakfast the next morning. So I wanted to control the narrative. So that's what I did. So I just wanted to leave gracious and to show that you can do lots of great things over 50 and compete. I was really athletic in the challenges, and I just thought it was an important role model to do. So no, I was not emotional. I might have coughed up a bit for the moment to try and, look a little choked up.
She's a great
But
actress,
I wasn't.
ladies and gents.
But I wasn't. I went right to social media. And I
There
walked
you
in the
go.
room and they were like, "To the queen, to the queen, to the queen."
That's amazing.
So it was great.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing experience. And what about like keeping in touch with any, I mean, obviously not the assholes, but are you keeping in touch with the buds?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Actually, Enoch, the football player, who then they portrayed him not great, right? Like they made him look, well, stupid. And so I went out for lunch with him, like when I got to Toronto, like with him and his wife. They were adorable. Like he's like, "Oh my God, MJ, you're the sweetest lady in the world. I feel horrible for doing it." But he's great. Dylan, Kirkland, Gail. There was great people in the cast. Lori, I really, really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm in touch with all of them. They're all very supportive. Yeah, they're great.
So now in, one of the things that you and I connected about, we got into a little bit of dating chat on the end of the Jan Arden podcast.
Yeah.
And I think what we both took out of that is it's really no different on all these apps than if you're 37, if you're in your 60s, like it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
It is bullshit. It is bullshit. And, I'm worried that they're living in their mom's basements, like curating their Bumble or Tinder profile. Like, aren't you?
Well,
aren't you concerned?
I have to say, MJ wrote a hilarious Substack. We'll have the link in the show notes about her coming back on the app after, was it a year you took off all the apps?
I took a year. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you had some findings on there. Maybe give us like a preview of that Substack.
Like my notes? Okay, so the title is "To All the Men in Bumble, are you guys okay? Because you don't seem okay. I'm kind of worried about you. I don't like online dating. I call it shopping for humans. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it.
Me
I
neither.
can't. What is it? I can't facilitate or pick out the losers. My picker's off. I'm just not good at it.
The radar.
My radar is really done. The profiles concern me.
Yeah.
Because the top picture, by the time you get to the bottom picture, is it a different person?
Yeah.
Does that worry you?
It does.
When you're posing in front of your toilet with the seat up, to me, inconsiderate, not a good message. When your mom's on the app, but you're talking about choking and your penchant for anal, not good. It's just not good, right?
Yeah.
Expectations. How do I say this without sounding picky? If you're like off the grid and 6 inches shorter or dressed as a hot dog, we're not a match. I've had guys dressed as a hot dog come after me and ask me if I'll be their mustard.
No, we can't.
Yes.
We just
yeah.
can't.
Or a taco. I've had somebody dressed as a taco. I don't know. After the hot dog, the taco came back to back. I wasn't sure anymore. I just didn't know. So we just talked a bit about responses. Like I got 3 responses just really quickly.
Okay.
From a guy in Newport. "Good morning, my little sunshine. Beautiful day to come to Newport. Why don't you come? We'll go to my yacht club. We'll go to the ferry. We'll have a glass of wine. My house is near the yacht club. Maybe you'll come to my house. When will you be here? What's your exact location?"
Coming on
ETA.
a little strong.
Coming on a little strong. So I hadn't even said hello. And then this is number 2, a guy from Northern California. That always interests me. "I'm so glad we connected as I'm magnetized by your strong natural elegance and your hands and the story that you're telling with your hands. I really like your hands. I'm holding a glass of wine. I bet you have a lot of good stories that you tell with your hands, and you probably don't know this, but I was in the Lake Placid Olympics, and I bet you're really wondering why. Well, no, I'm not. I'm
No
not.
one asked, dude.
Nope. And that was his opener, and then I got to learn that he went to flight school, and he had a lot of Bitcoin. So there you go. And then
Bitcoin's a bit of a red flag for me.
a bit of a red flag. And then finally, a lovely man from LA. You should really smile more in your pictures. You seem like a total bitch. So I don't know. Who do you pick? The stalker, the guy who lives in his mom's basement, or the dude from LA? No.
I hope you wrote back to the third guy being like, that's senior bitch to you, sir.
That's senior bitch to you. I lied about my age. Ha ha ha. So I'm not good at it. What about you? Are you good at it?
No, I'm terrible at it. But the analogy you used, shopping for men, is like perfect because it's like until you get the sweater home and you're wearing it, you're like, oh, or the jeans. Yeah. You just don't know about the fit. And it's good you have the 30-day return window to get it back because in dating, you never get the time back. So.
No. But when I did the Jan Arden show, you had some guy, basically you said, I'm an independent woman and I love my life. And then didn't some guy send you back like 10 pages?
Yes. And like, I don't have the time for that. Like, and I hadn't, like you said, I hadn't even said hello yet. Okay. I saved a screenshot from Tinder to share with you. I didn't talk to this person, but I do have a story that's from off the apps that I saved for you. I haven't told
show
the
me.
story yet.
Okay. Let me see.
Okay. So from Tinder. This is like his about me section. Just a cool, nice, intelligent guy, not your typical fare. Also got kicked off Christian Mingle. So I have a closet full of pants, so I don't need to get into yours. And I have 2 nightstands, so I don't need to use you for those either. I'm a bona fide night owl, hate dating. No one reads this anyway. Note, I do not consent to the sharing of any part of this profile anywhere. Sorry for putting that on a podcast. But why would I even want to message you with an about me like that?
Well, no, he doesn't wear pants. So he's got no pants, or like he doesn't want to get into your pants.
I would probably like someone who wants to get into my pants.
Yeah,
just
like,
saying.
Yeah, or nightstands or whatever. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's just a hard no.
That's
right?
just a hard no. But that's what's
just
on
a
there
hard
right
no.
now. And then, the guy's holding the fish, the guy's holding, all the same shit. That
I had, I just went on this morning and there's a guy and he keeps doing this and he is like 4'8" and maybe 72. And he keeps messaging me, I love you. Well, you can't love me because you don't know me. You don't know me. And I always like get kind of bitchy about it when they message me. I'm like, in real life, would I ever talk to you? Like, are men really ballsy? Like they are quite ballsy, I think. Or just spaghetti on a wall.
I have almost found that I've had to be more ballsy to get the type of guys that I've wanted to, but maybe it backfired with this other story. So, okay. As you know, I just got a new puppy and I was foster dog sitting for a good portion of time this summer to try and find the right dog for me because I wanted a hypoallergenic for my allergies. Anyway, long story short. So I had this other foster dog at the time who picked up the guy for me, which was great. Just started sniffing around that other dog. It was a golden doodle. And she basically did the hard work for me. So the guy's standing with a gal and right away, I think they're a couple, but the dogs are playing and we're talking. And he makes sure to let me know that that's his sister. So I'm like, okay. I
love that. Okay.
After chatting a little bit, hey, we should go on a dog walk in the neighborhood, exchange numbers. I was thrilled about how natural and easy this was. Right?
That's called organic, by the way.
Organic. Okay. And I'm like, this is way better than the apps, right? But this is where it's not always greener. The grass is not always greener over here.
Okay.
So we make plans after one dog walk. We had such a great dog walk, like just an hour.
Is he cute?
He was cute. Honestly, what's hilarious is we were both wearing sunglasses, but I could tell he was cute.
Okay.
And great conversation. Like we didn't even have enough time to get through everything. That's how I knew it was great. So we make plans for, this Saturday coming up. We're going to do dinner and we're going to barbecue and I'm all excited. So the texting for just this 2 weeks of time before the date was, I would say, delayed. Couple hours here and there. We're both busy people and no one was taking offense to it, which I love because if I have a guy up my ass, I'm not interested.
I hate a guy up my ass. Go on. Hate it.
Yeah. I'm pretty
in every way.
Yeah. Pretty independent, pretty busy. If you're I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. So in this case, on the Friday night, I had stopped responding at a certain point, but I had let him know I was going to a concert. I went to see my girl Avril Lavigne here.
Oh, Avril. Got it.
Yeah, Bud Stage at the end of the summer. It was also torrential downpour. I had my phone in my pocket for a good portion of the night because of this. The last message this person sent me was a photo of his dog. And like, I love the dog, but like, it didn't feel like I needed to respond. Okay. Next morning, I check in. Hey, I'm alive. I lost my voice at the concert because I was singing so hard. What time do you want to get together today? Oh, I made plans. You seem flaky. What? Like, I found that a little abrasive. Like, what do you mean? We had plans. So then suggests that we go on just another dog walk to keep it simple throughout the weekend because we both had kind of our weekends planned.
And he called you flaky. You seemed flaky. Okay.
You seemed
all right.
flaky.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we say we're going to go for a dog walk the next day. I check in and he's telling me, "Oh, I'm just getting back from a run. I'm going to take the dog." And in my head, I'm like, "Aren't we taking the dog together?" But I'm just trying to see where this guy is at. Well, by the time he got back to me, it was 5 or 6 o'clock p.m. I was already out. I was like, obviously not working. And I was going to a conference the next day for podcasting out of town. So I wrote, he said, and I quote, "I really like to have concrete plans." And I was like, "Well, sir, I agreed to all the plans that you put in front of me, but I'll see you around the neighborhood, plan man." Like, I kind of like didn't know what to do.
Man? Yeah,
didn't know what to do from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward. That was in August.
Now you're married?
No. God, that'd be terrible. So it's November now. I've seen the guy around the neighborhood 2-3 times. We've just done the head nod, like, "Hey, how are you?" And we keep walking. So my new dog, who is now my dog, takes a shit on Monday. And I have just run out of poo bags. No one else is around, but Plan Man is walking up to me. Plan Man is walking up to me. So I have two options. I can either be the asshole who leaves my dog shit on the ground because I ran out of poo bags, or I can say, "Hi, how are you?" and ask for a poo bag.
Neither one a great option, but anyway, go on.
What would you do?
It's just because then you're picking up the dog shit in front of him and stuff. I mean, it's tough, but I mean, I guess a better person just asks for a bag. You just, I guess you ask for a bag, right?
So I suck it up. Now, as I go to say, "Hey, how are you?" he like goes like this and taps his earbud. He's like I'm on the phone, basically, "Don't talk to me," and keeps walking. I was like, okay, message received, loud and clear.
No bag.
No bag. I ended up getting a bag from a chick a couple minutes later. It was fine. I get home, and this man has written me a novel. Haven't talked since August.
Oh, my God. It goes on and on, this thing.
Okay, so here it is. He says, "Hey, you seemed really flaky in August, so, I'm not really sure why you feel like you need to chat with me in the streets. I have enough friends that are girls. I'm good in that department, but your new dog is cute," he says to me. And I'm just like, oh, God. So I did go back and forth with him. I probably should not have engaged because so many red flags already.
Right.
But I just wanted I was like, "Dude, you ditched me. Why are we calling me flaky if you want to talk about it for real? Like, you ditched me."
Right.
And eventually it comes around to, he goes, "I don't chase." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't chase either. That's why I never talked to you after my conference." Like, that's why you were dropped, essentially.
Right.
And he goes, "Well, the difference is you're a woman. A woman is going to have guys throwing themselves at her, even in jogging pants. But if you're after a guy..."
Jogging pants?
I mean, I was in leggings when I met him. But he goes, but when you're after a guy like myself, I'm going to expect a little more from you. Like, he's like talking down to me. I just wrote back, "I was really just looking for a poo bag, man. No problem." And he ended up saying,
"Poo bag." Oh,
Yeah.
That's a bad breakup text. "I was just looking for a poo bag." Oh, God.
I thought it was kind of a mic drop on my part.
It is, but at the same time, yeah. Okay.
So where it ends is right there. And he goes, like, "Do me a favor and don't say hi to me." And I'm like, "Sorry, it made you so angry that I said hello today."
Because I needed a bag to pick up my dog's shit. That's the only
What is
reason
wrong
I said
with these
hello to you.
mans?
Okay, so this is what, well, no, he sounds like a total train wreck. There's no doubt. I mean, like, it's just withholding the whole thing.
Yeah.
But and just obviously not somebody to pursue.
Yes.
But you should look at it with what he brought out in you. Because if you think about it, if you really liked him, If you thought, oh, he's cute, that he made what out of his
Great
way to say, oh, this is
conversation.
my sister. Great conversation. Okay, you're going to the concert. I know it was a downpour. I know you're going to go see your girl, but you could have texted him and said, hey, I'm just at the like, you didn't do that. So what, and maybe because you don't want to be too available, or like you just don't want to put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you could have done that. I'm not, listen, he sounds like a psychopath. So you might have avoided like,
Yeah.
a Lifetime movie and being put in a garbage bag somewhere. Okay. But it's interesting. Why didn't you just think, oh, wow, I met this cute guy at the park. I'm at the concert. Like, yeah, I'm just going to text him and say, why didn't you? And you didn't.
Yeah, it's funny because my dad actually said the same thing to me. But I also think I let people set the pace. And because we had been going back and forth with hours between our messages anyway, I just thought, well, I'll check in with him in the morning. That'll be fine. Because that's how we were for 2 weeks.
Check in with the morning can be the death now. Were you going out the next day? You're going out the next day.
We were just doing a barbecue like in the neighborhood. Like it wasn't a big
Oh,
plan.
I thought for a second there, I thought Sarah's doing a barbecue at her house in the winter. That's very, that's.
It was in
wow.
August. It was in
Oh,
August,
okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were all going to go to a barbecue and meet there. So I think that the interesting thing, and you might have dodged a bullet for sure, but why didn't, like, if you liked him and there was a little vibe going and like we're so
Yeah.
into this tit for tat.
Yeah.
So I think eventually if you went another week and it was still going, you'd know. But maybe guys are so fucked up and so insecure.
That's what came out of him is the insecurity.
Right. And so he was like probably waiting for you, like, oh, she's a pretty girl. She's going to a concert. What if like Avril Lavigne security hits on her or whatever, So if you had have just said, I'm here having a great time, looking forward to the barbecue tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Why not?
True. You bring up a good point. However, he was psycho.
Sounds like the two of you are exactly the same in that manner.
Maybe.
In the sense, and I get it.
The no chase policy.
The no chase. And if 72 minutes goes by, I'm not comfortable sending a text. Like I'm like that to a T. I'm not,
okay.
I get really wrapped around that stuff. So I just acquiesce and let it come to me. But then eventually, so probably
they do expect
maybe,
more,
so maybe like, but I mean, again, the end result with like, don't talk to me. And I mean, that's extreme. That's
like
extreme.
Why if I don't say hi around in the neighborhood, and he kept saying in the text messages, no animosity or anything, like it's all good. And I was like, really?
But don't say hi to me in public. Seems like there's animosity. I'm not a dating expert, but it seems like there's some animosity. So I think the interesting thing is if it happens again with somebody and you're going to a concert or doing whatever, maybe like you're a little flirty. You send a text and you feel out the waters. Put yourself
Maybe
a bit out there.
A selfie. Like, hey, having a great night. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'm having
Suck
so
on
much
this.
fun. Suck on this. Look at how cute I look. But so that's what it brought out in you. You were like, I'm just not going to. So, but maybe next time if you really like somebody.
It's fair.
And again,
good call.
he seems a bit unhinged at the end. I mean, maybe he was madly in love with you and he just couldn't face a breakup. It sounds like he just became unhinged, with a poo bag at the end. But, maybe next time, it's so rare to meet anybody who you even are attracted to, right? Like it just doesn't happen very often.
So where are you at with all this dating stuff right now? Because you, obviously, the Bumble did not excite you on that day when you went on.
Well, no, I'm not anywhere in the dating stuff. I told you, didn't I tell this story on Jan's where like I was seeing this person for 6 or 7 months?
Oh, yes.
A few red flags, no doubt. He was in Northern California and an issue came up and I was keeping the issues down because I'm trying to be laissez-faire, which is not always a good thing. And an issue came up and I said to him, we really need to discuss this. He said, I am happy to discuss this with you. We talked hours a day. I have not heard from him since October 14th, 2023.
Jeez.
I have not heard back from him. And when I went back on Bumble, he was using a picture that he sent me of a selfie when we were together for his profile picture. So I'm like,
no.
Yes.
Okay, so no dating right now, but you're open to it if you meet someone. You're just not pursuing on dating.
Yeah, I'm open to yeah. No, my psychic says 2 men are coming my way.
Okay, so
2 men.
That you told us on the Jan podcast a month ago, so nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Slim pickings.
Okay.
Nothing yet, but who knows? Okay. I'm open to it. Yeah. I'm open to it, but I can see, I'm in California right now. I can see your issue is you're not going to give very much until you're 100% secure in that person. You need to let go of the reins a little.
Okay.
Just put yourself out there a bit more, bit more. And make sure you wear something that is like a safety bracelet. So if you disappear, we can find you. But you can do
One
that.
thing I didn't even tell you, on one random Friday night during the 2 weeks of us talking every day, he told me he was reading the Bible. And I was sitting beside my dad and I read the text, and we were at the cottage. My dad was like, I don't know, Sarah.
Yeah. The Bible. Yeah. He's reading the Bible
On a Friday night.
But what about love thy enemy? Why did he get so mad at you then? Like, what is...
Who knows?
He was reading the Bible on a Friday night?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this. No, you should never have texted him back after that. He was reading the Bible? Sarah?
I found it interesting that only knowing someone for a week that you would even tell them that.
Maybe he was trying to convert you. I don't know.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Anyway, so there's another part of this conversation I just wanted to make sure that we talked about, because you're about to come home to Toronto.
I am. You're dating. My head's spinning. It's all spinning right now.
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
No. But I hope that are you still doing it? Are you still like on the apps and like looking? Is there like, are you?
I'm going to use the same words you did. I'm open-minded. Although one person,
I love how you say it so naturally. I'm open-minded.
Although one person asked me if that meant that I was into polygamy, and the answer was, that's the story I told you before. I'm like, no, that's not what I was trying to give with my profile. Anyway,
not a threesome.
I'm definitely open-minded, but like, I'm definitely someone who opens the apps, does a few swipes, and then doesn't go on for 4 or 5 days. Like I'm not really active. You really got to
tiring.
You got to catch my eye in order for me to even
like
respond.
Let me go on right now and let me just see.
Let's both go on.
Okay, let me go on right now and just
I'm gonna do Hinge. Let's see if anything good is on Hinge.
Okay, let me see on my Bumble.
This is the live dating app situation, guys. Come on.
Are we allowed to show pictures?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Okay, I mean, it's atrocious.
We can cover the name.
I don't even. I mean, like, is that a good profile picture?
A man with goggles on. You can't see a fucking thing.
Okay, can't see a fucking thing.
You know how to snowboard. Thanks, man.
What else? How to snowboard. This guy's in the again. I don't know.
It's a side profile. You can't see anything. Like,
it's not saying open mind. Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's a good thing that the rest of it was. This a different person or the same person?
No, it's a different person.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough now. Now that I've done it pretty much for like the week. I'm just confused.
This guy actually sent a message. Hey, Sarah, figured I'd say you truly have a glowing smile. Convinced that thing could light up any room instantly.
What a
line.
Really?
What a line. Like, just say, hey, how are you? Like, start the conversation normally.
Could glowing up. Oh, is he cute at all?
Is he cute? Yeah, he's cute. And he says he's open-minded.
Oh my God. The universe. This is the universe. Okay, at least he made an effort with a response. You're going to respond.
I will.
Because this is what we just said. No, you won't. I know you won't.
He has a motorcycle. I'll respond.
Okay, respond. Okay.
Don't tell my mother. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell your mother. No Bible. There's no Bible on his profile.
No Bible.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But,
okay.
But I'll give you an update next time we record one of your episodes. Okay.
Because he's open-minded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Please give it a try.
I will. Because you know what? That's a good takeaway from this. As jaded as you may feel if you were also on dating apps, you know, it does require a little bit of sifting through the shit to find something good. And if you don't have those conversations and say hi and see how shitty people are, you'll never know which ones are shit and which ones are not.
Or how shitty people really are. But the truth is you have to make a little bit of an effort.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, you have to.
Okay.
I'm not personally making any effort, but if you're going to, just make a little effort and see what happens.
Is there, like, would you do the dating thing or dating app thing differently when you're home in Toronto? Or, like, is that focus time for your family? Like, does it matter where you are?
The men in Toronto? Oh, my God. They're worse than the men in LA. I hope nobody from Toronto's listening. I'm actually in the OC now, so I see the San Diego dudes. And who else do I see? Newport. So I'm getting a little different. Actually, the best men I've seen in California are Northern California. San Francisco, Palo Alto, Marin County, handsome
Okay.
men up there. I'm sure the men in Toronto are lovely. The truth is I haven't tried the app in Toronto. So I will scroll through at Christmas
Okay.
and tell you what I find. I'm sure they're wonderful.
And this
I'll
is
let you
where
know.
we're going to wrap on this. So when you come to Toronto, you're going to be visiting your parents, and you're in this whole new phase of life where there's a little bit of care required and time from you to take care of the parents. Is there an actual diagnosis with dementia?
Yes.
And is it both parents or just one?
No, my mom's totally with it and has
Okay.
like 8 martinis a day. She's great. She's wonderful. No, we were talking to Jan about this. Jan, went
Yeah.
through this with her parents. Like Caroline, we're so excited about this, a podcast we've got coming up with Shop with Caroline. Caroline Baudino, she's amazing.
Baudino.
Yeah. And her mom has dementia. She's living with her. So like dementia's the new black. Everybody has it. Everybody's getting it. Like so many people, even younger. And so my dad has got vascular dementia, and it's just been diagnosed the last 2 months. So it's like the whole world of memory. And when you go see him at the home and his cronies at the home, I mean, Alzheimer's, dementia, you reintroduce yourself 9 million times.
Yeah.
The lady doing the library turns the books the wrong way. And they're all adorable, and they're just sort of in it together. But for the families, it's particularly tough. It's quite a path, especially around the holidays. So I know that there's a lot of people out there who have relatives who are going through some form of dementia. So I actually wrote for my Substack, which is called Senior Bitches. You should go to my Substack, Senior Bitches. And I wrote a piece called I've Got a Secret That I Can't Remember, as a tribute to my dad. So I think it's really great to talk about these things so you don't feel so isolated when you go through them. Because at one time or another, we all do,
Yeah.
and they arrive at your door and you're like, ooh, I didn't expect that. So a bit of a new phase,
Totally. So, yeah. And if you want to share a story like with Women in Media, the network, or with Mary Jo, like you can do an Instagram DM. We can play, your voice note that you send there, or you can go on womeninmedia.network and send in a voice note, because we know a lot of people are going through this for sure.
I would love it, because I don't know why we don't think we're going to get old. I'm not sure why we think that. Like I never thought I'd hit 60. Well, I'm on the light side of 60, but like a few years away from Medicare. I mean, what the fuck? But we get there, we arrive, and then all of a sudden you find out like all these people, like Caroline in particular, Jan, oh yeah, I went through it. I'm going through it. My friend John's going through it. And you start having these conversations around it. And it's really this sweet spot in life, because you have to let go of expectations. You have to meet everybody where they're at. So I know there's probably a lot of people out there who are experiencing it. So we would love to hear your stories and connect about it.
Yeah. And you
Most
had a
definitely.
friend read part of this piece. Like she does like a lot of narration. Tell me about that.
It's one of my best friends, Jane Bergeron Oppenheimer, and she is an award-winning narrator for, she narrates all the top bestsellers, and she actually narrated this piece for me and did such a beautiful job. She had me in tears. So we'll put her website up in the book she does too, but she did this for me, so it's really special.
I've got a secret that I can't remember. According to the United Nations, I am now officially considered old. Not youngish old or even kind of old. Just old. Ask Albania, St. Kitts, or Nevis. Hit up Madagascar, Senegal, or one of your favorite republics, and you will still get the same answer. Over 60? You're old. Though I do have to ponder, in relation to what? My dad? That's right. My 89-year-old father, who is old as fuck, has become my new litmus test for age. He has just moved into a lovely old age home, or more accurately, an assisted living facility, with a community of confused and wandering inmates who, like him, aren't really sure why they are there to begin with. And honestly, he has never appeared more mentally young, or excited about dessert. Seeing him propped up in a chair in his new environ, it is hard to believe that just a month ago he was rambling around his antique and orchid-filled apartment, domiciling with my mom, his beloved roommate of over 62 years. minus a quick 18-month detour he enjoyed with an enthusiastic aerobics instructor from our local YMCA. It's fine. Her classes sucked anyway. But then came the flu, a little fall, and a pesky cognitive test that just couldn't hide his shiny new secret. Vascular dementia.
She had me in tears.
So for the rest of that, go to Mary Jo's Substack. Thank you for being a guest on the Women in Media podcast. And because this is also in the Senior Bitches podcast, I'll let you do your extra too.
Oh my God, you're such a giving producer. And you should, because I just listened to 8 hours of your dating life. And I'm supporting you 100%. Yes, please go to Senior Bitches wherever you get your podcasts. I'm thrilled to be with Women in Media. Correct. And Sarah Burke and the whole gang. Well, it's Sarah Burke. And she has like incredible people on her network. She's wonderful. So please listen. We're starting a revolution here for women over 50 and some men, that this could be the best part of our life. And aging is the new thing. You should try it. So join me as I dare to age in public. That's what I'm doing. You should do it too. Give it a try.